Roger, it's a early 90s model ICOM 725. ICOM 725 running 100 watts into a 10 to 40 meter dipole. So early 90s technology, but I hear it does pretty good. Roger on that. Yeah, I think I've hit a good bit of the central Midwest tonight so far with a couple contacts that I've made, which is way more than I made earlier today. But glad to catch you guys out east tonight. Roger on that. Yeah, that's a great condition to be. I'm sure you get a lot of good propagation there off the water. Let me double check with you one last time there. It's Whiskey for November Delta Kilo, correct? Okay, gotcha. Just want to make sure I had you correct in the log there. I know we were fighting through the noise, so. Roger, that's awesome. That's great. Well, if it make it to kind of go along with what you were saying, this is kind of my first time really trying to call CQ on the air. I do a lot of digital work, but trying to get the guts to just get out there and call CQ and make some voice contacts. QSL. Roger on that. Like I was saying, it's earlier today. I spent a good hour or two and just heard absolutely nothing, and got on tonight just thinking, you know what, let's try it one more time, and so far it's been a lot of fun. Roger on that. One more thing there. Sorry, I didn't catch the name. Let me go back here real quick. Give me just a second. Nathan, sorry about that. Nathan, by the way, if you got internet access out there, look up my call sign on YouTube. I'm streaming it live on YouTube. So if you want to go back and see what you sounded like, you can go on there and take a look at it. Roger, you got it correct. Roger on that. Whiskey for November Delta Kilo, N5WXW-73, sir. November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, QRZ, anyone, anywhere. November 4, Lima, India, Tango. Sir, it sounds like you're sitting in the Radio Shack with me here. Got about a 5.9 plus 10 here into southern Tennessee.
Roger, QSL, same way, or 5.9 peaking plus 10 over here. It goes up and down, but in the location, but sounds pretty good here in Georgia, QSL.
Roger on that. And sir, I've got a name of, is that Jorge, I believe? Roger, I want to make sure I got the QRZ page there correct. Nice to meet you tonight. Just kind of getting on here, doing a little CQing. What some people in digital called old school. QSL.
Well, it sounded pretty good. I'm actually testing this microphone on my radio right now, so you'll give me an audio report, QSL.
Roger, you're sounding really good. Like I said, it sounds like you're near about here with me. On the radio tonight. It's very, very clear, and like I said, your signal is a good 10 to near 20 over 9.
Roger, QSL. Yeah, it's been 10 plus 9 over here, and sometimes goes down 7, but it comes back up. That's propagation. Well, sounding pretty good in Georgia. I'm not sure you guys know station waves, but
Roger on that. Well, Jorge, you have a great night there, and yeah, we'll definitely try and work some more stations here. Anybody that's listening, so N4LIT November 4 Lima India Tango. Thank you for the contact tonight. Have a great weekend, sir. And 73. Thank you, sir. November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey QRZ. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ, 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 anyone, anywhere? This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Anyone, anywhere? This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey from Southern Tennessee. Of course, I think the band dropped down right after I get a string of good contacts. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contacts in, and I've been streaming for about 6 minutes here. That's all right. One contact per minute is pretty good. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, N5WXW, anyone, anywhere. This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Kilo November 4, Quebec, November Juliet. You're a good 5959 into Southern Tennessee, QSL.
Yeah, roger that. Roger that, Vinny. I've been listening to you a couple minutes. The name is Rick, Romeo India Charlie Kilo. In the state of South Carolina, up in the valley of the mountain that goes up to Asheville. 47 miles south of Asheville, about 25 miles north of Greenville, South Carolina. You are a good 5'9" here. Up and down, I mean, it's, it's like you were saying earlier, 1 minute it's up and the next is down there, right?
Roger on that. Yeah, I've been trying to fight through the noise just about all night. A lot of QSB tonight, but it's been fun after getting things rolling here. So a great location there, and nice to meet you tonight, Rick. Actually located close, right between Huntsville, Alabama, and Fayetteville, Tennessee. We're real close to the Jack Daniels distillery here. QSL trying to talk tonight.
I'm glad we got conditions. I looked you up, you're like about 363 miles, so that's a good trip there, right?
Yeah, that's a really good trip for 40 meters and the band conditions being as bad as they are. So you guys definitely stay warm over there. I know it's probably getting a little cool. We're sitting at 32 degrees right now.
I'm also about 23 miles south of Hendersonville, North Carolina. So, yeah, we're about 1,500 feet above sea level.
Roger on that. Well, by the way, Rick, if you're close to a computer and you got that QRZ page pulled up, I'm live streaming my communications on YouTube, and you can actually see and hear what you're sounding like. So if you go to that live page and scroll back, you can actually listen to our QSO here.
I'd like to hear what it sounds like. That's a good thing. Very good. Glad to hear it. I'll let you get some more contact. Say 73.
Hello, radio.
Definitely put your QRZ. I got a logbook myself. A little 706 MK2 on a 30 amp power supply. And,
Hey guys, thanks for joining the stream. I've been busy.
Halfway 4010. So not much here, just 100 watts. The HM103 stock light. So it's nothing new, nothing fancy. If it sounds okay, that's all that matters. God bless, Cindy. I'll let you go. Have a great year. Stay safe, and hope we can do it again. Roger.
73 there, Rick. God bless you guys as well. Have a very great weekend. We'll look at talking to you soon. Kilo November 4, Quebec November Juliet. That's a mouthful. N5WXW, QRZ. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey. Anyone, anywhere. No, it's not snow there, Todd, unfortunately, but it looks like we got a really good chance of snow coming in Monday morning, anywhere from a half an inch to 2 inches. CQ40, 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 November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey.
Whiskey 7, Hotel Uniform. Whiskey 7, Hotel Uniform.
Whiskey 7, Hotel Uniform. Gosh, I don't know if I've ever recognized that call before. Alex, it is great to talk to you tonight. I'm so glad to have you into my ham shack here. You are a good 10 to 20 over here in Southern Tennessee, QSL.
Okay, November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. This is Whiskey 7, Hotel Uniform. Hello, man. Nice to meet you, and hitting 40 meters, and my pleasure. I don't have my lock on. I just are jumping crazy to talk to you. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best tonight, brother. November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, Whiskey 7, Hotel Uniform. Bye-bye, brothers.
Roger, Alex. Thank you so much for the call. You were booming here into Southern Tennessee. Thank you for jumping on the radio and kind of getting in there with us. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated and everything you do for us and talk and inspire us on ham radio. So thank you, sir. And 73. QRZ, this is November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey. Anyone, anywhere.
73, ciao, ciao.
Thank you so much there, Alex. That was awesome. I think you've been the best signal I've had so far tonight. QRZ, this is November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. Anyone, anywhere. I got a station down in the noise, but just can't quite pull you out there. November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey, QRZ. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere. This is November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey. Oops. Thank you so much, Alex. That was awesome. I know that was last minute and you kind of had to jump on the radio there, but that was great. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey, calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere from November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray Whiskey. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. If you're still in here, thank you for the contact there and go into the live stream. Yeah, we've been trying to set this up and get things going how I like it to be. Adding some cameras and some graphics and all that kind of good stuff. So definitely hit the subscribe button there if you're still on here. CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere. Yeah, Alex, I'm definitely excited for that double bazooka. I think that's really going to help. If I can do this with the equipment I got, which is really kind of just starter equipment, that's really going to help. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, N5WXW, calling CQ, anyone, anywhere from Southern Tennessee. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Dang it, I forgot my water again. I got a little coffee, so it's okay. Well, by night 4 or night 5 of streaming, I finally get a good, decent, not really a pile up, but we'll say a good general amount of people that wanted to check in. And for anybody that's watching that hasn't been with me the past couple nights when I tried doing this, it was a solid hour of calling CQ with nobody out there, so, or nobody that could hear me at least. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, N5WXW, CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Exactly. I agree with that one, Todd. Coffee and a little bit of water every once in a while, but mainly coffee, and we'll be doing good. CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, N5WXW, calling CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Roger, the station calling November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. The station calling November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey can't quite make you out besides the call sign there. I'm trying to make it out and I can't do it. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, N5WXW. For anyone, anywhere, this is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey.
Kilo 5, Quebec, Bravo, Foxtrot.
Kilo Bravo 5. I believe that was Quebec, November. If you don't mind, finish that for me. All right, Kilo 5, Quebec, Bravo, Foxtrot. I get that correct?
Roger, Roger. N5WXW. Is that correct on the end as well?
Roger, Roger on the call sign there. You're a good 5'9 plus 10 here into Southern Tennessee, sir. Fantastic. I was calling CQ for a couple hours earlier today, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to get a get another contact in this afternoon after putting all that work in. QSL?
Yeah, I did a little bit of hunting on the parks on the air this afternoon and nabbed about 7 parks today. And the evening time, it's usually whenever the gray line comes across, I can either grab something out of Japan or get some good propagation out of it. And I just happened to leave the radio on today, and so you know what? I'm going to turn the TV off. There's too much negativity on the TV right now, so figured I would turn on the radio, spin the dial, and see what happens.
Roger on that. Well, Shane, just for your FYI, if you go to that QRZ page of mine and click on that YouTube link, I'm streaming live on YouTube. So if you want to hear what you sound like, just go to that page and you'll see the live stream. It's pretty cool. That I found with other people that have done it, so I figured I'd get to doing it myself.
Yeah, that'd be good to know. I'm just running an IC7300 on barefoot. I've got it turned down to 90 watts. Using a hand mic on an inset half wave that's about 30 feet in the air, thrown off the edge of the balcony here in the apartment. And I'm surprised I just finished QSO up in Maryland and really, really happy with the radio performance and the antenna performance, and I keep getting great feedback on the sound. So I'm really excited with the radio purchase. It's brand new to
Yep.
HF, so it's good to reach out there and see that people are stepping off the data and actually picking up the mic and having a conversation. Over.
I totally agree on that one. I've always been a big digital guy, but I'm really trying to break the ice and do get more into voice. There we go. That's the name of it. By the way, you were talking about being barefoot. I was just about to ask you what kind of amp you were running, because it nearly sounds like you're running 500 plus watts, because you're doing a really good job here. You're into RQTH.
That's good to hear. I've been messing around with the compression in the mic gate and trying to get everything set up. The manual says to do one thing, but my voice seems to not like the way the manual has it set up. So I've been messing around with the different settings to get it to sound as punchy as I can without sounding over processed. But yeah, I've got it turned down to 90 watts, and I think from Tennessee we're probably about 300, 400, 500 miles away. So yeah, I've got this antenna is oriented to the southwest, so you'd be working off of the northwest side of it. So good to hear that it's making the trip.
Roger on that. Yeah, you're like I say, you're doing great in here. I'm just running an ICOM 725 90s radio, running 100 watts barefoot into a 10 to 40 meter MFJ dipole. So not a very big setup, but I've heard from some reports in certain areas that it does pretty good. So I figure I'll stick with it for a little while until I can save up and do a little upgrading.
Yeah, they always say don't fix it unless it's broken, and you sound fantastic on
Love that motto.
when the fade goes away, you're a 5.9 plus on this end, almost full quieting. Over.
Fantastic. Well, according to your signal report there, like you said, I was just pointing at the live stream here, saying that's my life motto right there. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and if it's working, just leave it alone. So, well, Shane, it was great to talk to you. I guess we'll get on down the logbook here, but hopefully we'll get to talk to you again. Again, you're sounding great, and I hope you have a wonderful night and the rest of your weekend there. We'll say 73 to you. Kilo 5 Quebec Bravo Foxtrot. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey.
All right, 73 to you. Hope you have a good evening. Happy belated New Year. Take care.
73 QRZ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. I need to stop dropping stuff. CQ 40 meters from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Kilo Station. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. You're down in the noise. Let's try that again. By the way, Joe, can you see the frequency there? I'm 7.235. I just can't make the station out. CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ. Joe, you nearly made me spit my coffee out there, man. Good gosh. Oh, this is so much fun. And we've got our, most viewers ever. We've got 6 people on here. All right. And we got the chat going. CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ40 from beautiful Southern Tennessee. Anyone, anywhere. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. I've also got to get a logging system set up. This is crazy if you don't have it set up. QRZ's great if you just type them in, but having a logging system that automatically brings up the info is great. Todd, maybe I was looking at the wrong number. It shows concurrent viewers on my end as far as the analytics, but it may be more than that. So great to see you guys in here tonight. I was watching, I guess, everybody else earlier today while I was busy doing other stuff. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Yeah, I've got log 4, I guess it's OM, or log 4 OM, and awesome, Clint, and Alex, thank you for... Oh, by the way, Alex, talking about Ham Radio Deluxe, I looked at the price of it, I was like, I don't know if it'll be worth it or anything. I can already tell it's worth its money, that's for sure. That's... CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. Anyone, anywhere. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey.
Kilowatt 1, Romeo, India, kilowatt.
Kilowatt 1 station. One more time for me.
Kilowatt 1, Romeo, India, kilowatt.
Kilowatt 1, Romeo India kilowatt. Rick, got you about a 5.9 plus 10 here into Southern Tennessee, sir.
Yeah, Roger. I had you at about a 5.9, but you kind of dropped a little bit on me to about a 5.7.
Roger, I've gotten that a lot, and it seems like the band's been like that this week. It's just up and down, up and down. Don't know if you've experienced that on your end, but here it's been about that way this week. Roger on that. If you go down to that YouTube link that's just below there, if you're on the computer there and go to the YouTube page, I'm live streaming my QSOs right now. So if you want to hear what you sound like, there's a live stream up of it. K1RIK, can you still copy me? N5WXW. Kilo 1, Romeo India Kilo. You still there? Thanks for the QSO there, Shane. Kilowatt 1, Romeo India Kilowatt. I believe you dropped down below the noise there on our end. Roger, 73, you just came back enough to finish the queue, so 73 to you. This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, QRZ. Trying to catch up in the chat here as well. November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, N5WXW-CQ, CQ, CQ from N5WXW, CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. Anyone, anywhere for November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Yeah, it's a lot of noise tonight, but for some reason I'm getting more stations. I believe I heard a kilowatt 4 in there. I'm trying to pull it out. If anybody else is on 7.235, let me know if you can hear it. can't quite pull it. I believe I hear another station down in there in the noise, but I just can't pull it through. We'll try it again in a little bit. CQ, 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 November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray, Whiskey. Anyone, anywhere from November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray, Whiskey. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5, Whiskey, X-Ray, Whiskey.
November 9, Juliet Echo Papa.
November 9, Juliet Echo Papa. You're a good 5959 into Southern Tennessee there, Phil.
Sounds good. I'm watching you on your live stream. You hit me with about a 5.7 to 5.9, kind of in and out, but you sounded good up here in Franklin, Indiana.
Roger, that's a good distance there. Hopefully you guys are staying warm up there. Again, you're doing really good into the radio room here. Only running about 100 watts on an ICOM 725. Just doing a little voice, trying to get on CQ and get away from digital for a while. QSL.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame you there. Yeah, the weather's not too bad up here. We're running a JVFT9918 here in the chat.
FT98.
And we'll scroll through the band and saw you on there and click onto your YouTube channel. It's pretty interesting when people do that, so you can sit there and watch. And it's pretty interesting.
Awesome, Phil. Yeah, I thought the same thing, and that's why I wanted to do it. I've got a great group of guys. We got Kilo 5 Yankee Victor Yankee in the chat, and Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform. They're really avid in it. We got a really good supporter, Kilo Mike 4 Oscar Charlie Juliet. Those guys are really big into it. We really enjoy it. It's pretty cool to see and hear yourself kind of on the other end, which you don't get to do very often, QSL. All right, thank you, sir. 73 to you. November 9, Juliet Echo Papa. This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. 73, sir. QRZ from November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Anyone, anywhere for November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Kilo 3, Lima Charlie Sierra. Did I get that correct? Roger, Roger. Let me get the call sign from you one more time. I believe it was Kilo 3. Let me get the last part of that.
Kilo 3, Charlie Lima Sierra.
Roger, I got the Charlie Lima Sierra backwards there. Carl, great to talk to you tonight. Great to meet you. Glad we could have you on here. I'm live streaming on YouTube. If you go to my QRZ page and click the YouTube link, you can actually hear what you sound like on my end. We're running an ICOM 725 at 100 watts, and we're just glad to get out of the noise level there, QSL. Roger, you do the same as well. Kilo 3, Charlie Lima Sierra. This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, QRZ. Kilo Foxtrot Station. Kilo Foxtrot Station. Try one more time. You're coming out of the noise. All right, I got Kilo Foxtrot 6 radio, I believe. Try it one more time. Guys, if you can relay it, let me know. I can't get it. It's Kilo Foxtrot 6, I believe. Kilo Foxtrot 6, I believe. Let's try that one more time. I just can't pull him out on this end. All right, I got someone listening here that's it's Kilo Foxtrot 6 Romeo. I'll put you about a 2x2. I can barely pull you out there. Oh, it's California. No wonder it's kind of down in the noise there. Anybody relay a signal report on him by chance? I'm not sure if he received that. Kilo Foxtrot 6 Romeo. I got a confirmation from this end. Let's see if you can try it one more time there. Man, I've only been live for 36 minutes and it feels like forever. It's great. Alright, QRZ, November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, calling CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ40 from November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, N5WXW, anyone, anywhere, calling CQ tonight from Southern Tennessee. This is November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Station ending in Quebec. Nine India, Quebec. I got that much of it. Alright, I got Kilo Echo 4 Mike India Quebec. Kilo Echo 4 Mike India Quebec. Is that correct? Fantastic there, James. Yeah, you're starting to come in now that the band's coming up there. You're doing, I'll give you about a 5-6 whenever it comes up here into Southern Tennessee. Name here is Vince, Victor, India, November, Charlie, Echo. Roger. Yeah, I'm getting reports. By the way, if you look me up on QRZ there, I've got a YouTube channel there where I'm streaming live right now. So if you want to hear what you sound like from my end, just click on that link and go there, and I'm streaming it live to everyone. Couldn't quite make out that last transmission there. James, you still with us? Kilo Echo 4, Mike India Quebec, November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Roger, James, 73 to you, and we'll catch you down the log. November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, QRZ. CQ40 from November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Thanks there, Todd. Yeah, K5YVY, yeah, it's gonna take some getting used to, that's for sure. This reminds me of Field Day back in God, I haven't done Field Day since 2015, 2016. That was a blast. I mean, a blast. This is really taking me back to those days. Shane upgraded some earbuds. The Sony MDR 7506. They're cheap and they do awesome. I'll have to take a look at those. I'm really looking at upgrading. This is just all kind of temporary. I need a foot pedal and a different mic and all that kind of good stuff. I've just got the hand mic right now. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ. Anyone, anywhere. Guys, I'm just so happy to just have more than one person in the logbook for the night. It's awesome. If that says anything about how band conditions have been for a guy that's just running 100 watts on a wire. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Yeah, Todd, we're going to have to do some catching up and start watching you whenever you get on. And if we have a field day or something, we may have to meet up and do a collaborative YouTube field day or something. That's a good idea. Let's get anybody that YouTube streams live and just do that. I know, Todd, that phrase sounds familiar, right? 100 watts on a wire. CQ, 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 CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ. Anyone, anywhere. So my wife is asking if I want to watch a movie tonight, and she has emailed me. She has direct messaged me on Twitter, 2 different Twitter accounts. Actually, she's sent me an email to 3 different emails and 2 different Twitter accounts, so I wonder what I'll be doing tonight. Let me message her back real quick. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere. Yes, dear. Oh, that's what I said. Just in a little bit. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. I'm wondering... Nope. Hit my knee on the desk. Wondering if my luck has run out as far as the band conditions go. But thank you, everybody that's joined in tonight. This has been just like, oh, I'm pumped. This is awesome. And thank you, everybody that's come back to me. I know I talked to Shane earlier. He's here in the chat now. I just think it's cool to see both sides. It's really neat. I will credit N5WXW for inspiring me on that one. Especially the first time I got to successfully make a contact with him. He's in Tennessee, or excuse me, he's in Mississippi, and I'm in Tennessee. And propagation for 40 and 20 is not that great that close, or normally it's not. So CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ, CQ, CQ from N5WXW. Hear a station down in the noise, but just can't pull it out. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Also had a station earlier that tried to, I think that was asking if the frequency was in use while I was calling, then started calling CQ, which is totally understandable. And that's what I try to avoid, but it's kind of hard to avoid whenever you can't hear somebody else that's calling CQ as well. So that's just something you learn when doing stuff like this, is how to handle those situations. And whenever I'm asking if the frequency in use, I'll also ask if anyone can relay if the frequency is in use, because then that other station may be able to let you know. These guys will swarm you if you get onto their net. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. And see, with the pedal, or push to talk with the pedal, I can keep my hands on the keyboard and put that call sign in immediately. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Calling CQ, 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 and standing by. Somebody's coming in strong with whatever that is. That may be on AM, though. Kind of higher up on the band, and sometimes I get AM or foreign radio interference. CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere. I don't know if that's just a bad signal coming through, or what's going on with that. CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. I believe that was Kilo Oscar 9. Kilo Oscar 9, can I get the rest of the call there? Kilo station with a 9. Kilo, I believe it was Kilo Oscar 9. Kilo Oscar 9, let's try it again. If anybody wants to relay that, they can. Got some bad QSB on this end. Kilo Oscar 9 Lima, I believe. Kilo Oscar 9 Lima, Kilo Oscar 9 Lima, if I've got that correct. Let's try that again. Yeah, if anybody's in the chat and can hear that, let me know. Alright, we'll try it again in just a minute. QRZ, November 5, Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ, CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. Anyone, anywhere. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. See you, Mr. B. Thank you, sir. You have a great night. And thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a blast. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. N5WXW calling CQ for anyone, anywhere. I believe I hear a couple stations down the noise they're trying. We'll try it again the next go around here. November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey, QRZ. And any of you guys that do have a lot of experience doing this, let me know if there's anything I need to do, tips, tricks that you guys have, as far as as far as working the radio here, things I can improve on, or you know, when my Q calls, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm still semi sort of new to this, so I'm just kind of doing trying to do what everybody else does. CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Just can't hear a lot tonight. Making sure what I hear in these headphones is what I hear in the radio as well. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Yeah, I definitely need to update the lighting, especially with this monitor. Thank you there, Mr. B. Yeah, because if I switch it over and do that, it's a lot better. So I think my monitor kind of blows my face out a little bit. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Thank you so much there, Shane. That would be awesome. Like I said, I think the band conditions are just bad, but also I'm a little high on the band, being at 7.235. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. CQ, 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 CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Guys, we've been live for a little over 52 minutes, almost an hour here. The last time I was on for an hour, it was just calling CQ constantly. So we've got, let's see, we got 12 contacts in the log from tonight. So that's pretty good odds. It started out really quick. Shane got in there, a couple other people, and came back to me there. It seemed like the band was in really good shape, or okay shape there for a little bit, but it took a little bit for it to really get going. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. There we go. I'm going to split up my dark screen and my bright screen and see if we can get some of that light down so you can see me a little bit better in the stream. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Turn this just a hair. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. Anyone, anywhere. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ from Southern Tennessee. CQ40, 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 and I'll be standing by. Hey, let me, you guys that have radios on, let me know if you hear anybody, if I'm just not hearing a lot of people, or what's going on. Yeah, Shane, I totally get that one. It's been a roller coaster as far as 40 goes. I thought about the roller coaster thing before before I even read what you had typed there. Also, yeah, Shane, definitely subscribe to us. Between us and me and the guys here in the chat, we get together pretty regularly. And if I'm not live, Todd and Joe and them K5YBY, they'll push me and be like, "What? Why aren't you live? Get on. We want to watch something, or we want to do something with the radio." So. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Thank you, Shane. That's awesome. We're trying to build up a following community kind of thing with these live streams. It's great seeing new people on here. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW. Anyone, anywhere. Yeah. Now, Alex, with your beam and the power that you have, when you say propagation is bad, that means it's really bad. But yeah, that antenna I think is really going to help, especially on the receive. The receive isn't as great. I get a lot more people that can hear me rather than me hearing them, so I'll probably give it a couple more minutes here before I sign off for the night. Won't go too terribly late. We're kind of working into the 80-meter time frame a day for us, at least. And as far as down as I can go, guys, it's 40 right now until I get that wonderful antenna in next week. Then we'll definitely get down into 80. I believe in the description, I'll have to double check and see. I believe in the description I put my Twitter and all that kind of good stuff. I'll have to check on that and see. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Yeah, so down in the chat I put, I've got some of the guys in the chat here, their YouTube channels, as well as the Discord chat that we're in there, Shane. If you want to if you want to go to that, I will copy and paste that here real quick over into our groups. If you want to join that, we're all about talking anything ham radio. Not too much, but just enough. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey CQ, CQ, CQ. Anyone, anywhere for November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. I'm afraid propagation's just gotten too low for my equipment here, or for a dipole at least. I just need me a nice beam. But definitely the most interactions tonight as far as the stream goes, and the most context that I've had. Like I said, it's good to finally get some content where it's not just me yelling CQ in the mic. It gets a little old, I'm sure, to you guys and to me. But hopefully propagation will pick up. Parks on the air. Yeah, I make contacts with guys that do that, and we've actually got a couple parks around here, and it's really been kind of jogging my mind to get that in the works. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey calling CQ, CQ, CQ from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Alright guys, I think I will call it a night in the next 30 seconds or so, which is right at 1 hour of streaming. But yeah, it just took, that's a little proof of concept there if you want to go back and look at the very beginning of the video here. Awesome, Phil. Glad to make a contact with you tonight as well. Thank you for watching. And I can't remember exactly what the time frame was. You probably have to go back and scroll through and look exactly when our contact was, but you can take a listen to it if you haven't already. Normally these videos get posted, I think it's a couple hours after the live stream ends. Normally, like with Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform up there in the chat, I made a contact with him and I had to check the next day before the video was actually posted live. So yeah, the Kate MRD, I think that call sign looks familiar. I'd have to go and look and see what exactly. It'll probably ring a bell though, as far as the YouTube videos and all that. So, but yeah, anybody that's on, thank you for joining tonight. Let me turn this down just a little bit. I've also got it in my ears. Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight. And I'm definitely trying to make a regular thing out of this and just kind of get amateur radio broadcasts more live so people can see what it looks like, you know, and also hear themselves and see what things look like on our end as well. Sounds like somebody's tuning up. I'm not sure if they're going to broadcast or... See, even the person tuning, the tune goes away, then comes back, goes away. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey N5WXW calling CQ, CQ, CQ. But yeah, I'm trying to get the cameras. I've got one finally on the frequency of the radio down here, which is great. So I don't have to constantly say what frequency I'm on, or if I'm moving frequencies around. It's no question which frequency I'm on. But I'm gonna try kind of getting a little bit better view over here of this camera. I want to do something that's kind of more overhead and get the lighting a little bit better in here. I want to do kind of the darker room style lighting, but get this. The shots a little bit better as far as how they look on the stream. But again, everything's kind of sort of just thrown together just to see how this would work and see if it's something I'm going to invest a good bit of time in, and I definitely am. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I really want to expand this some more. So yes, the Parks on the Air guys are fantastic, and I've always enjoyed those. CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 from November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Anyone, anywhere? Try and break through the QSB tonight. This is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Yeah, the only thing about doing a park on the air besides getting another receiver is taking all this equipment, and it's set up so well. Or at least I've spent a lot of time setting it up to where it looks good. Shane, next time you're on live, I'll check you on. Okay, yeah, Shane, I know you were talking about lower power earlier. I was going to say we could try something lower, but you also mentioned how bad the QSB was there, so I figured it probably wasn't the best night to do it. But yeah, we'll try and back the power down. Reach out to me either. I believe my email's on there. Let me know if it's not, and I can get you through email as well, and we'll definitely coordinate something. I'm trying to make this kind of a sort of daily thing. I don't know if it'll be around the same time, but I'm definitely going to remember the 7.235 frequency and try and make it a regular thing if it's doing pretty good in the afternoons. So I also hear somebody that's either above or below me, so they may be kind of chiming in there. So this is November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. Nothing heard in a little bit, so I'm going to QRT out the frequency. Thank you for anybody listening and trying to call in there, but we'll call it a night for tonight. It's November 5 Whiskey X-Ray Whiskey. I'll be clear. Oh yeah, Shane. Sorry about that. I didn't realize if you were talking to me or talking to Alex there. I was just, I guess, assuming. Shane, is 25 watts as low as you can go, or can you go lower? I may try the same thing if you wouldn't mind, because I think mine will go as low as 10 watts. And I've made I mean, I've lot digital and voice are two totally different things there, but I may try you on a voice contact at low. It wouldn't be QRP, but it'd be low power there. You like my camera stand for the radio? It's like a pin holder right now, but it works. It's been keeping it up there exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so you can go down to 1 watt. Yeah, we could try it in different intervals. Like we were saying, it maybe have to be when conditions are a little bit better there. Also liked what Whiskey 7 Hotel. This guy that's on the frequency, I might try and make a contact with him here shortly if he's going to key up. Thank you. She's so sweet. She just brought me water because she knew I needed some. Roger there. I was wondering. I totally forgot the call sign. I was just looking at the name there. You're coming in pretty good. Let's give it one more try, and I'll give you an official report there. Roger, you're doing pretty good at 50 watts. I'll give you a 5.6 to 5.7. You were doing pretty good voice-wise, and the signal was coming in pretty solid for a good amount of time there. Shane, I think you may have moved frequency a little bit there on accident. Kilo 5 Quebec Bravo Foxtrot. I think you moved either up or down in frequency just a little bit there. I'll keep broadcasting just so you can dial it back in there. But yeah, I think when you moved the power down, it might have moved the frequency as well. Roger, I actually backed the live stream out just a little bit so you can see the see my not SWR meter over there, but my signal meter over there, and you're doing pretty good. I mean, I really wouldn't see I wouldn't be able to see or tell much difference between 25 and 50 watts. It's very similar. At 15 watts, I can still read you really well, and you're still a good 5.6 to 5.7.
That is incredible, dropping from 90 down to 15 and still being able to make the trip. I'll come back to you in just a second. I'll go down to 10 or go down to 5.
Roger on that. I'll stand by and wait for your call. We'll see if I can pick you up without even having to say anything.
X-ray whiskey. This is Kilo 5 Quebec Bravo Foxtrot.
Roger, Kilo 5, Quebec, Bravo, Foxtrot. You're still a good 5.5. The audio dropped down probably a good. You're probably 50% of the audio you were. You're still very. You're definitely readable. I definitely noticed a difference, but I think that you were probably any other station trying to reach out for a CQ. Roger, you're still making it in. Kilo 5, Quebec Bravo Foxtrot. This is N5WXW. I can still copy you pretty clearly. Have to listen a little bit closer, and I can tell you're a QRP station at this point. If you want to try 1 watt or anything less than 5, we can give it a shot. Shane, you are sounding good, dude. Shane, Kilo 5, Quebec Bravo Foxtrot, if you're running 1 watt, you sound just as good as 10 watts at that point. It sounds like the band's really in your favor, but you just made a 400-mile contact on 1 watt. Roger. You may have to keep the audio on that one just to prove it. But yeah, that's another advantage of these YouTube streams. We can do things like this that aren't necessarily capable if you don't have a little coordination there. Just drop down. Coming back up. Kilo 5 Quebec Bravo Foxtrot. I got about 50% of that, and towards the end of the conversation, it started to drop out. So I think the band started to kind of dip down. Not really in your favor there, but I was still able to copy the first part of that.
Yeah, I was just saying it's pretty incredible that on 1 watt with a decent antenna and a pretty good radio. I love this radio. That even on 1 watt, you can make the trip over 400 miles on 40 meters. I went ahead and cranked the power back up. This is at 100 watts, and I haven't ran this radio at 100 watts yet, so I'm not sure how the audio sounds. I normally keep it cut back to around 90 watts. Kilo 5 Quebec Bravo Foxtrot.
Roger, well that 100 watts is doing. You're well over 5.9 there. You're a good plus 10 over at 100 watts. But actually, if you don't mind, let me try turning mine down to half power just to see if it makes any significant amount of difference. I'm not running quite the antenna you are, but I could definitely give it a shot. Kilo 5, Quebec Bravo Foxtrot. This is November 5, Whiskey X-ray Whiskey. How am I doing?
You're still making it down here. I would give that signal about a 5.4. It significantly dropped down into the noise, but I can still, as far as signal quality is concerned, you still sound very good coming in down into Texas. Over.
Roger. Well, let me go ahead and dip it down. You know what? I won't really do get too picky with it here. Let me drop it as far down as I can, and I'll get back with you in about 5 seconds here. Kilo 5, Quebec Bravo Foxtrot. Kilo 5, Quebec Bravo Foxtrot. This is November 5, Whiskey X-ray Whiskey. November 5, Whiskey X-ray Whiskey. Shane, you got me?
Yeah, Vince, you're loud and clear, my friend. I honestly can't tell much difference between the two power settings. The clarity is still there. The band, of course, is up and down, but that's just, expected. But as far as your actual signal is concerned, I couldn't tell a difference between the previous power setting and what you're setting now. Of course, the other setting, when we first made contact, was significantly louder, but you're still making the trip loud and clear on the power setting you're on now, as well as the one you were on previously.
Roger on that. Yeah, I went ahead and bumped the power back up to 100 watts there. But yeah, I don't think I have ever made a contact on low power. Now for this ICOM 725, you know, it's just an analog style dial, and I think I can only generate it down to 5 watts. Now or excuse me, 10 watts. Now what's going out of the rig may be closer to 5 or going out of the antenna may be closer to 5 or 6. I'm not really sure on that. But yeah, no, that's awesome to do that little experiment tonight. That was great.
Yeah, let me know, man. I'm always up for trying new things, experimentation. If it helps your content, man, let me know. I'm usually on in the evenings. I do POTA until most people will shut down the radios in the evenings. There's some folks that do twilight stuff or after-hours stuff on Parks on the Air for the after-hours point. But yeah, I'm usually on, and I'm subscribed to your channel and got the alert. So if I see you pop on and I'm at the house and got everything done, I'll pop the radio on, man. Good to talk to you. Pleasure to meet you. Love the fact that you guys are streaming this stuff, and hopefully we can get some other folks in the ham radio. Over.
Roger on that, Shane. Well, thank you so much for the not only getting you in the logbook tonight, but getting to do a little experiment there, and that's right up my alley. That's really cool stuff. I love that low power stuff. Haven't really gotten to get into it that much. I really want me a good QRP rig that I can go and take out and do maybe do a Parks on the Air QRP one day, just to really get things interesting. We got a couple around here, so it definitely may be an option. Well, Shane, Kilo 5 Quebec Bravo Foxtrot. It was great to meet you tonight. I believe we'll probably definitely be in contact with each other much more than just down the log there. I'll try and communicate with you a little bit more and get you my contact info and all that. And we'll definitely stay connected. That's for sure.
Roger, my friend. Pleasure again. I'll be clear on this, but thanks for the contact tonight. Thanks for all you're doing with the YouTube community and Alex. I told Alex I made contact with him back in December. Well, and he told me about the live stream. So good to see you guys putting all these QSOs on the air, and we appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. And 7-3, and hope everybody in YouTube's having a good time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Shane. It's very much appreciated. 73 to you. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you later on. 73 to you. Yeah, K5YVY. I know you posted that earlier, but yeah, that was definitely a what you could call an atmospheric pipeline. That's for sure. It's really crazy to think that the band is not great, and then we make a 1 watt contact with each other, and then 1 watt's one direction and 10 watts from the other, and they're completely readable. So yeah, it just all depends on who's listening and what area. Turn the audio down just a little bit there, so maybe my mic's just a little bit clearer. But yeah, no, that was really cool. That was unexpected. If you would have told me I would have woken up to do that kind of stuff today, I would have never believed that. But it's always welcome and needed. And I've definitely got some content for a video if I ever want to do anything. And actually, that may be something I do. Shane, if you're still with us, I may try and do a video just on QRP. Communications and what you can do with such low power. You don't have to have amplifiers are great. I have nothing against them. I would love to have one if I could afford one, but you can do a lot with 1 kilowatt, you can do a lot with 100 watts, and you can do a lot with 1 watt. So I think that would be a great informative video for people. And I think this inspires other hams too, because I'm not extremely what you would call I'm not a veteran of ham radio, I'll put it that way. I've had my license and everything for a good 5 or 6 years now, but I'm definitely not I'm a general class, but I definitely don't know everything. But if it's kind of like nights like this, where I'm like, I don't really know if I want to get on because the conditions aren't great. Then you make a 1 watt contact with somebody, and then it just kind of blows your mind in a way that you can do stuff like that. So I need to get a case of these things. All right, well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night for tonight. And it feels much later than well, it's almost 8 o'clock Central Time here, but I'll probably still be up. But thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. Every time I sign off, we do something awesome. So, Alex, congratulations, Vince, for the good job. And have dinner, 73. Well, Alex, have a great dinner tonight. We'll catch you later. And we'll definitely we'll catch you on Discord and everything. I hope everybody else has a great evening as well. Thank you for joining the chat and the live stream. If you've been on with me tonight, thank you for joining me this week. If you have, it's been a journey because I went from not having many contacts and a couple hours worth of streaming, or about an hour per night streaming with not a whole lot of response as far as the bands go. But 40 actually responded tonight, and I think just getting that one QSO in with somebody really helped, because then more people start listening and they hear it as they're scrolling through, and it really gets things going. So let's see, KM4OCJ. Todd, have a great evening, sir. Alex, have a great night. K5YVY. Shane, if you're still on, have a great night as well. It was great to get to talk to you tonight and meet you for the first time over the air and over the airwaves. Anybody else that's in here, it's been absolutely fun. And reach out to me, email, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, whatever you want. I'll respond on there if you got any questions or comments, concerns, all that kind of great stuff. So. Yeah, that's awesome, Todd. And my average, I believe my average watch time is probably just about average watch time is about 13 minutes. It's been a little bit higher, but and for some reason looks like my stream may be dropping out just a little bit. The kids probably turned on their Kindles and it's bogging down the internet, so just can't handle all the radioactive power we got coming out of here. Yeah, that's right, Todd. Hit the like button and subscribe and get alerts for us whenever we go on. So, well, before the stream totally drops out, 73 guys, y'all have a great night, and we will catch you probably tomorrow. 73, everyone. This is N5WXW. I'll be clear.